Now, let me cut across to the big story that's rocked the globe. In fact, in the United States, a shocking act of political violence that stunned America. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA and a close ally of Donald Trump, was shot dead during his American comeback tour. He was, in fact, talking to a huge audience, nearly 3,000 people, at the Utah Valley University when he was assassinated in full public glare. Investigators say the ammunition recovered from the scene was engraved with transgender and anti-fascist slogans, suggesting that the attack carried an ideological message. President Donald Trump has announced that Charlie Kirk will be posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, calling it recognition of his contributions and legacy. Listen in.
I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Charlie Kirk was barely 31 years of age. He was addressing an audience of nearly 3,000 people when a single gunshot rang out as he answered questions on gun violence. He was just about speaking on gun violence at a time when he was shot. Witnesses say the bullet struck him in the neck, and investigators believe that it was fired sniper style from a rooftop overlooking the campus. Now, the FBI and the local police have launched a massive manhunt. Authorities have confirmed the weapon used it's been recovered. The weapon has been recovered. The man is still on the run, but they believe it's a college student-ish person, that the assassin could likely be, or likely looks like a college student, someone young. He's still on the run. Let's hear it from the FBI.
We have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
Now, Utah's public safety commissioner said that this was a targeted attack. Several people have been questioned. CCTV footage is being scanned, but no suspect has been named yet. The killing has triggered bipartisan outrage. We saw, of course, Donald Trump calling Kirk a patriot, ordering flags at half-staff, and vowed to hunt down each and every one responsible for this murder. Leaders across political spectrums, in fact, Barack Obama condemned this murder, including UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, all of them condemning this, saying this is an absolute threat to democracy. Charlie Kirk was a co-founder of Turning Point USA. He founded it in 2012, and he rose to fame with his fiery speeches. He was a voice of young conservatives, quite a strong proponent of Trump's MAGA agenda, very outspoken, and spoke strongly against immigration. He was Christian, so he spoke extensively on Christianity, and also gun rights, on the right to owning a gun. His showmanship made him quite a fixture on TV podcasts and college campuses. So quite a popular media figure at 31. Clearly a target for whoever wanted him out. Tonight, America there grappling with this assassination of a rising conservative star. And the big question, who really pulled the trigger? The man is still on the run. And what does this really mean for US politics? Joining me live is Ravindra Gadampalli, Vice Chair, Republican Party, Wake County. Thank you very much. He's live from Washington, D.C. We also have Gulrez Khan, Indian-American entrepreneur and politician, live from Texas. I appreciate both of you for taking your time. Very sad day for America, the oldest democracy, looking at political violence, and with such precision the attack happened. We're shocked. And this has really gripped global headlines. India is no different. Would you want to give us a little sense? Let me start with Ravindra Gadampalli, who's from the Republican Party. We know that Charlie Kirk was your ally.
Right. It's a very sad news for the Republican Party and conservative world. So this is the assassination attack is not the first time on the conservatives and Republican Party. Okay, it's a human being. I mean, it was not tried. They tried on Trump last year. We know whole world knows what happened in the democracy and what happened. Assassination attempt was against Mr. President. The same thing, the same kind of people, same kind of community was tried again on a conservative activist who is, putting the world, putting this country in the right path. The Charles was trying to generation, that young generation, that Gen Z and the millennial, these are trying into the wrong path. And he was trying to correct them in a right path in the country. That is what happening in his entire life. And anyways, whatever the speeches, whether it follows, Republican agenda, conservative agenda, doesn't matter. There is a voice in the democracy. Is a free. Yeah, other organizations, they have the freedom to convey their message and attack, on media, on content, not with the bullet. Bullet will not the solution the problem. That's what Indian majority of the Indians, and that's what Hinduism says. That is what our freedom speeches the people whole world. That Mahatma Gandhi teaches that attack and assassinations is not the solution. Okay, but unfortunately, still in the democracy, there are the people, those who don't like it, like the conservative principles, they are trying to attack on the conservatives. So this is not the solution for the people. This is the big loss for this America,
No,
Republican
absolutely.
Party.
It's a loss
and
to the world, and loss to the world, why I say, is because we're looking at rising number of such political attacks, and America now, the kind of gun violence that we're seeing in the recent past is appalling. So this is scary, and to the world, because you're looking at youth who are indulging in such acts and so fearlessly. But Gulrez, right or wrong, whether Charlie Kirk was propagating the right ideas or the wrong ideas, it all depends on the ideology one follows and how you view him. But violence of all kinds must be condemned. And here we're looking at...
the entire world has to condemn the violence.
Yeah, correct. Now, bringing in Gulrez on that. Gulrez, how much of this attack do you believe is tied to the polarization that currently Trump-era politics has indulged in, be it anti-immigration, anti-LGBTQ, and this rhetoric that a lot of people in America at this point, of course, the opposition, Democrats largely, do not approve of it, but you can't associate this assassin with the Democrats at all. That's, of course, we can't do that, but at the same time, we're looking at the kind of divide in the country. Do you believe that this could be tied to that?
Just like Mr. Ravinder said, it is an extremely sad day in the United States. Extremely tragic. Charlie Kirk was not only an American hero, he was a global icon. He was a conservative voice, and he was a voice for freedom of speech, not just within the United States, but the whole globe. The whole youth globally, they followed him and looked up to him. So he spoke the truth. He spoke the fundamental values and principles of freedom and liberty and equal opportunity, which are the foundational principles of the United States. It is indeed very tragic, and giving it any kind of political manifestation, we should sway away from all that. Right now, we lost a very young leader of our nation, of our party. We pray for him and his family. And Charlie Kirk will always live in our hearts forever.
Yes.
We saw condemnation coming in across party lines. Of course, nobody tolerates violence, and if this can happen to Charlie Kirk, it can happen to anyone. But amid a crowd of nearly 3,000 people in Utah University, Charlie Kirk's personal security was in place. There were additional security present as part of the Utah University campus itself. Despite all of that, the guts and just the courage that the assassin had to stand right 200 meters away from a rooftop and strike at Charlie Kirk. It's shocking. And like our panelists said earlier, this was tried on Donald Trump as well, even before he became the president. So there's this real urge there to stop the conservative Republican voice, at least the conservative voice and their ideology to come to fore mainstream in the United States, even before Trump came into being. Came into being the president for the second time.
Well, conservative voice is voice of moral values, family values, and being an Indian American, we all come from a conservative culture where our communities, our society is one big family. So that's what Charlie Kirk stood for. And again, those are the foundational values which created America, built America, and made America great. So somebody who was opposing that needs to be condemned, and you cannot curb anybody's voice who stands up and fights.
Justifying violence. But do you believe this is tied to the Trump era narrative, anti-immigration, strong stance, sending out scores of immigrants, without an actual say, anti-LGBTQ narratives, and we believe that the gun that was found had some transgender and anti-fascist ideology etched on that gun. So it very well suggests that the assassin is angry with the Trump era politics.
I would like to tell you one thing.
Yeah,
I mean, this assassination is not at all related to the anti-immigration policies. Okay, this assassination well tried. I mean, LGBTQ people, they are trying all the time. They are trying to do against conservatives. Never and ever any immigrants. I mean, those who comes into the country, well, they are working, they are doing their jobs, and they are part of this economical growth, and they never involved in most of the immigrants who legally came to this country. And Charlie never talked anything related against H1B. Okay, only thing is to correct the process of H1B. That is one thing I need to correct it. And second thing is, Republican Party or conservatives are never and ever against any legal immigrants. Only illegal immigrants, they are targeting with illegal immigrants. But those who are trying to assassinate these people are mostly they are LGBTQ associated groups or transgender associated group are targeting these conservatives. Conservative principles, they don't like it. Okay, conservative principle is a family ethics, family values, giving the respect to the elder, and financial conservatism. Okay, respecting and society, respecting economy. These are all the conservative system teaches here. That is what Charlie did it for this society. This is for the younger generation. So this is the big loss for not only Republican Party. American younger generation will get affected with this kind of violence.
All right, Gulrez, we're looking at the assassination here that almost has shaken the entire globe. All right, we have some images coming in. FBI releases a photograph of the person of interest in the Kirk shooting. So that's the person who's likely to have shot at Charlie Kirk. In fact, this is a photograph released by the FBI. It's been now close to 24 hours after the assassination, and FBI had no one in their radar. And finally, we believe this person is likely to have been the man who shot at Charlie Kirk from a 200-meter distance at a rooftop. He stood at a rooftop, sniper-style attack, shot straight at Charlie Kirk, got him in one shot. Shot him on the neck, and that's it. He died moments later. So there you have it. Those are some of the images that are coming in. FBI releasing a photograph of their person of interest in Charlie Kirk shooting. A college-looking person, someone who looks young, college-ish. These were the words used by FBI sources, saying that the person who killed Charlie Kirk could have been young and a college-looking person. So that's the image that's now been released, and the hunt is on for him right now. All right, I really appreciate our guest for joining us with that. Thank you very much.